Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presents her maiden budget in Parliament, sticks to the government's reform narrative and aims to aid crucial sectors like agriculture, health, education and infrastructure. Agriculture sees the biggest boost in allocation in this budget, more than 27 lakh rupees, a 13.4% increase over the previous estimates. After 27 years in prison, Nalini, convicted in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, is granted a month-long parole by the Madras High Court. More trouble for the Congress party. Two Gujarat MLAs, Alpesh Thakur and Dhaval Singh Zala, resigned from the assembly. They allegedly voted against the Congress in the by-polls for the Rajya Sabha. Delhi court frames charges against Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia and Somnath Bharti. These Aam Aadmi Party leaders are accused of violating prohibitory orders and obstructing public servants in 2014. Hello and welcome to India Watch. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay and this is a show where we bring you the biggest headlines from India. And today's big story is the Union Budget. A speech that lasted for more than 2 hours, covered a whole host of issues, has been described as balanced by most observers. The opposition says it was insipid. No bold moves there. We say it's a work-in-progress budget. The focus has been on fine-tuning and scaling up of old projects, and some new ideas have also been floated. We'll discuss all of that and also bring you reactions. But first, let's bring you the highlights. The first budget of the second Modi government. Nirmala Sitharaman has become the first full-time woman finance minister to present the budget of India. Over the course of the next few minutes, we'll tell you everything that you need to know about this year's budget. There are two big ideas that are driving this budget. First, the finance minister said that India will become a $3 trillion economy by next year. The second big idea is to kickstart domestic and foreign investment.
Vision for the decade. Our economy was at approximately $1.85 trillion when we formed the government in 2014. Within 5 years, it has reached $2.7 trillion. Hence, it is well within our capacity to reach the $5 trillion in the next few years.
This is not a populist budget, but there are several important announcements. First, what is in it for the common man? No major changes in the income tax slabs, but there is good news for first-time home buyers. Exemptions on interest on home loans have been increased, but this is limited to houses valued up to 45 lakh rupees. The exemption has been hiked to 3.5 lakhs now. Home buyers will now have a benefit of around 7 lakhs over a loan period of 15 years. The slowdown in economy has been a major concern and this budget attempts to address it. For starters, corporate taxes for small companies have been reduced to 25% and this will give them more room to hire more people. Companies with an annual turnover of up to 400 crores will be eligible for this. Earlier, they were paying 30% corporate tax. For the ailing public sector banks, the government has a new recapitalization plan. There is a major reduction in non-performing assets. The government will still infuse 70,000 crores into public sector banks.
Public sector banks are now proposed to be further provided 70,000 crores of rupees capital to boost credit for a strong impetus to the economy.
Now, a major pain point for startups has been eased. Angel tax has been a major concern for these entrepreneurs, and this tax is on the funding they receive from investors. The government has eased some regulations. Now, startups will not be subjected to any scrutiny on valuation. Also, funds raised by startups will not need scrutiny by the Income Tax Department.
To resolve the so-called angel tax issue, the startups and their investors who file requisite declarations and provide information in their returns will not be subjected to any kind of scrutiny in respect of valuation of share premiums. With this, the funds raised by startups will not require any kind of scrutiny from the Income Tax Department.
Some significant changes have also been made in the tax structure for the rich. A surcharge has been introduced for the super rich. This is for those people who earn more than 2 crore rupees every year. Now, there are some sector-specific announcements as well. On the agricultural front, special emphasis has been given on zero-budget farming. This is a form of natural farming that is self-sustainable and is done with minimum external intervention. A major infrastructure push has been part of this budget. The government is planning to restructure the National Highways programming. The attempt is to create a highway grid for better connectivity. The finance minister also said that the government plans to use rivers for cargo transportation. 50 lakh crores have been set aside for railway infrastructure. The government will promote public-private partnership projects to improve railway services.
It is estimated that railway infrastructure would need an investment of 50 lakh crores between 2018 to 2030. Given that the capital expenditure outlays of railways are around 1.5 to 1.6 lakh crores per annum, completing even all sanctioned projects would take decades. It is therefore proposed to use public-private partnership to unleash faster development and completion of tracks, rolling stock manufacturing, and also delivery of passenger freight services. To take connectivity infrastructure to the next level,
the government still remains bullish about digital payments, and to increase digital transactions, a tax on cash withdrawals of more than 1 crore has been introduced. It is a move to promote digital payments in the corporate sector. Small traders have some reason to cheer as well. They will now be entitled to a pension.
Encouraged by the overwhelming response, the Government of India has decided to extend the pension benefit to about 3 crore retail traders and shopkeepers whose annual turnover is less than 1.5 crores.
Prime Minister Modi congratulated the Finance Minister on her first budget. He said that this is a budget for new India. It will prove to be prosperous for the economy.
ये बजट आशा, विश्वास और आकांक्षा का बजट है। ये बजट 21वीं सदी के भारत की अपेक्षाओं को पूरा करने और न्यू इंडिया के निर्माण में एक अहम कड़ी साबित होगा। ये बजट वर्ष 2022 यानी आजादी के 75 वर्ष से जुड़े संकल्पों को पूरा करने में देश का मार्ग निर्धारण करेगा।
So those are the key areas of focus in this budget. But a union budget is much more than a simple document of allocations to specific areas. It's also about setting the tone, bringing in new ideas which are needed to steer the economy forward. In this regard, this budget has a lot of new ideas. Let's look at some of the innovative plans announced by the Finance Minister today.
India has emerged as a major space power. Time has come to harness this ability commercially. A public sector enterprise, namely New Space India Limited, NSIL, the company will spearhead commercialization of various space products, including production of launch vehicles, transfer of technologies.
She's announced the incorporation of a company called New Space India Limited. This will be a private sector firm, a commercial arm of ISRO. It will help ISRO make money from its launch vehicle. It will focus on production and marketing of space-based products and services. And the timing of this announcement is significant. India is on its way to becoming a space superpower. In 10 days from now, ISRO will launch India's second lunar mission, the Chandrayaan-2. A few months ago, the anti-satellite weapon was also successfully tested. Now, this announcement will give India's space program a major boost. Next on our list is the setting up of a social stock exchange.
It is time to take our capital markets closer to the masses and meet various social welfare objectives related to inclusive growth and financial inclusion. I propose to initiate steps towards creating an electronic fundraising platform a social stock exchange under the regulatory ambit of Securities and Exchange Board of India, the SEBI, for listing social enterprises and voluntary organizations.
Now, what would a social stock exchange do? It will give organizations working for social welfare a new avenue to raise funds. Such organizations will be listed in the exchange just as companies are listed in the stock market. There are many investors who intend to contribute to social welfare, and this stock exchange will make it easy for them to support organizations. More importantly, it will also bring transparency into their functioning because it will be regulated by market watchdog SEBI. Now, this is something new for India. Countries like Canada, the United Kingdom, Singapore, South Africa and Brazil have had social exchanges, social stock exchanges in the past. The finance minister also outlined the One Nation, One Grid initiative to provide affordable power to all states. The government will also take up the much-needed power tariff reforms soon.
We will build on the successful model in ensuring power connectivity, One Nation, One Grid, that has ensured power availability to states at affordable rates. I propose to make available a blueprint this year for developing gas grids, water grids, highways and regional airports.
Normally, a budget is a technical document with emphasis on the three major sectors in the economy. Issues such as diplomacy, issues such as harnessing the soft power of India get overlooked. But Nirmala Sitharaman broke away from convention to focus on these areas too.
India's soft power is appreciated in so many different ways. Some simple examples, sir. In the last 3 years, on the International Yoga Day, yoga has been practiced in large numbers in 192 countries around the world. Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Janto Tene Kahiye, was sung by the respective lead artists from over 40 countries. The annual Bharat Ko Jano quiz competition is sought after as an event to participate by not only NRIs, non-resident Indians, but also several foreigners themselves.
The government will open embassies in countries where India does not have a resident diplomatic mission so far. Remember, in March, the government approved the opening of 18 new diplomatic missions in Africa. Now, the finance minister has taken that to the next level.
To give further impetus to India's growing influence and leadership in the international community, government decided to open Indian embassies and high commissions abroad in countries where India does not have a resident diplomatic mission as yet. This will not only increase the footprint of India's overseas presence, but also enable us to provide better and more accessible public services, especially to the local Indian communities in these countries.